we are watching you over time. So, let's say you started off in the short run actually making money, and we're watching you over time to see what happens. So case number one, let's say the firm was making profits in the short run. And we're going to watch this firm over time to figure out what happens. That's the idea. Here we go. Let's set this up. We set it up. You need your two graphs side by side. Here, we're going to have the market. Remember, this is like the farmer's market, the entire farmer's market in our industry. And here, we're going to have the firm. This is one representative firm in the market. Yeah? Let's label these axes. This is price, and that's the quantity. And let's label what's happening in the firm. We still have our quantity here. And here, you know this is price, cost, and revenue. So the entire market or industry, so the entire fish market, the entire farmer's market, the entire flour district, and then that's one representative seller in the market. Now the market looks like any other market. We know that. Downward slope in demand, upward slope in supply. Right here, what is this called again? This is the equilibrium point. Remember, it's a short run and we're watching them over time. So let's call this P short run. P short run. Now, if the market says the price should be P short run, what price will the firm charge?
The same.
The same. They're price takers. Everything the market says they have to do. So this is the price the firm will charge. And remember, all of these things are equal for a purely competitive firm. This firm in the short run was making profits. If that's the case, we know when we put in our AC, what's missing? MC. Good. Firm is doing their thing. The firm wants to maximize profits. So in the short run, we know they're going to find the marriage point. They're going to produce this quantity. They're going to charge this price. And this will be their cost. So we're not confused about that. Firm is going to do what it knows what to do, which is to maximize profits. MC is equal to MR, gives us the quantity. They are price takers, so they're going to choose the same price. And the cost of production is where the quantity line is the AC. That's the short run. We know this. We just did it. Now we want to watch this firm over time. Now, Jason, let's say you and Hassan are friends. Yeah? Let's say one day you go visit Hassan. And as soon as you drive up and you look in the driveway, let's say he has 2 Mercedes-Benz there and a Bentley on the side. So you know something is going on. You knock on the door. When he opens the door, he has champagne. He's wearing rings. Clearly this guy smells of money. You say, what's up, Jason? Come on in. You go inside and you say, hold on a minute. Something is going on. What's happening? And he says to you, I am in a purely competitive structure and I am making profits. This is the story he's telling you. You're like, really? He says, yes. Purely competitive structure, making profits. I just opened the business and that explains the cars, that explains the champagne, that explains the jewelry. Now, while he's there telling you this story about his purely competitive structure venture and making money, Jason, what are you thinking in your mind?
How do I get it?
Oh, I forgot there's another Jason here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I would say I wonder how long this can last.
Oh, so you're worried for him. You're a good friend.
More supplies.
But Jason, what did you say?
How do I get it? How do I get in and...
That's what I would be thinking too.
How about money?
I'm like, what the hell? You're making money, and I'm right there with you. I'll be saying, how do I get in on this? Now here's the thing. When a purely competitive structure makes profits, it attracts new firms. They're going to be attracted by it. Now here's the thing. With a purely competitive structure or industry, is it easy for new firms to enter the industry?
Yes.
Absolutely, that's one of the characteristics. It's freedom of entry. So not only are new firms attracted by the profits, like Jason said, how do I get in on it? They are free to actually enter this industry. Which means, if this is a situation for a purely competitive firm in the short run, not only will they ask, how can I get in, they'll actually enter the industry because they can. Now, if we want to visualize that entry, those are new sellers entering the market. If I want to show more sellers entering, what did you say, Javier? Supply is going to shift to the right. If we get new sellers, this happens. Those are the two Jasons entering the market. And if you want to make a note, profits attract new firms. They enter because of freedom of entry. There is freedom of entry. Now when the new firm enters, we have a new equilibrium. Yes? It's right here.
Price goes down.
And you say, what happened to price?
Goes down.
This is a new price on the market. Let's call it PLR for P long run. If the market says the new price is PLR, can the firm continue charging P short run?
No.
The answer is no. Purely competitive firms are price takers. Whatever the market says is the price, the firm will have to take. Which means the new price for the firm will be dampened. In fact, when you take it over, I want you to take it over the way I have it. Make sure it coincides with the bottom of the AC, and I'll explain why. This is the new price. The market says the new price is P long run. The firm will have to take this price.
Did you say make sure it's below the AC? Right on.
Coincides right at the bottom. Because if Hassan is making profits and only Jason enters, and both of them are making profits, what's going to happen after that? So Hassan is making profits, Jason says, all right, he enters, and two of them are making money. What's going to happen after?
More people.
That's me leaving the class to go enter too. And if three of us are making money, that's somebody else entering and going on and on. The point I'm trying to make is, firms won't stop entering until all the profits are competed away. They'll keep doing it. They'll keep entering and entering and entering. Which means this is going to settle at a particular equilibrium. There's going to be a point in the long run where things kind of settle. And it looks like this. We could clean this graph up and only focus on the red lines. If we clean this up, they keep entering and entering and entering. And if we clean this up and only focus on the long run stuff, it looks like this. If we're only focusing on the long run stuff, they keep going in and in and in, and the long run looks like this. Do you want to enter that industry? When you see the one in the middle, do you want to enter?
No.
That's why it's a long run equilibrium. Firms will choose to stop entering. It settles. If you go through the motions, profits are maximized where MC is equal to MR. You want to figure out the price? Well, we know they're price takers. What is the cost of production?
5.
It's the same.
Very good, it's the same. That's the long run equilibrium for a purely competitive firm. Freedom of entry, firms enter. When this happens, we say only normal profits are made. Another name for it is zero economic profits.
Should they stay within?
What do you mean? This is the long run.
So they don't make money.
What's that?
They don't make money.
You said they don't make money?
They do, it's
They do because ABC is a woman.
It's equal.
So you're saying price is equal to cost? Why is that worrying you? Tell me. You seem concerned.
Whatever I make, I have to spend.
So whatever you make in terms of price is equal to the cost. So you're saying from a real world perspective, this doesn't make sense? Is that the idea?
It makes sense, it's just you don't want to be in that position. Right?
Let me see if I get your concern. Are you saying
Too much stress.
there's no way there's a real world application associated with? So I argued, for example, like the farmers market, or the fish market, or the flower district in downtown LA is close to a purely competitive structure. And I'm saying in the long run, it settles where price is equal to cost. You're saying, I'm kind of sort of not seeing that because they're not making money. Have your hand up, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, when, in that phase, the long run, they would, they'd provide you, hang in there, you know, all the other firms that jumped in are going to exit. And then that will, hypothetically, that would reshift the equilibrium again.
Well, for now, so hold that thought with the exit for a minute. For now, we can all agree that no firms want to enter.
Right.
And I'm kind of sort of agreeing with your point a little bit, but I'm trying to dig into the nitty-gritty of what exactly is concerning you. Yeah?
You can't make a profit.
Price is equal to cost. Yeah?
Didn't you say like it's economic profits? So
Very
they
good.
could be making accounting profits.
Very good. Remember, the costs here are economic costs, which includes what and what?
Accounting
Opportunity
and
costs.
Explicit and implicit. So even though this is zero economic profits, if you want to digest this for the real world application, this is still positive economic profits. Yeah? This is what I'm saying. I kind of sort of agree with you a little where you're going, this isn't sitting very well. But if we realize that this is zero economic profit, that's still positive accounting profits. So even though it settles like this in the long run from an economic perspective, in the real world, it's still kind of sort of bringing in some money. Let's recap the story. Did I end up saying? Let's recap the story. The firm is in the short run making profits. Because they're making profits, it attracts new firms. If you're making money, people are going to want to know what you're doing. If it's legal, you're going to want to do it too. If it's illegal, they might want to do it too. You're making money, it attracts new firms. The thing with a purely competitive structure is new firms can freely enter. And because they can freely enter, once you're making profits, you're going to enter and they won't stop entering until they compete away all of the profits. By the time we get to the long run, only normal profits are being made. Now, even though we're looking at this here, there's a very valuable business lesson from this that I kind of sort of want you to extract a little bit. If you don't have barriers to entry, and later on we'll get into what exactly that means, that's going to be your long run. If you are in a structure that looks like pure competition, you're like, but that's not selling in the farmer's market or flower district. This doesn't apply to me. It kind of sort of does. If you are in a particular industry that's kind of looking like pure competition, what do I mean? Your products are getting standardized. That bottled water looks like that bottled water looks like that bottled water. The phone you are selling looks like the other phone the other guy is selling. It's looking like the other phone the other guy is selling. If you get very lax and your structure starts to sort of look like pure competition, I'm telling you that in the long run, this is where you're heading. Only normal profits. And you had a very big problem with this because your price is equal to your cost. Which means you have to find ways from a business perspective where your structures or whatever it is you're selling in is not kind of sort of getting standardized. Because if it is, there is your long run. Very important business lesson. No, I don't teach marketing and branding. That's not my thing. That's what you learn in your other business courses. How do I move away from that? But this is where I exit the room because I'm not a business person. I'm an economist. And even though we are in an econ class, here, a very important business lesson, spend time focusing on ways from a strategy perspective where your structure is not looking at pure competition. You had a question for me?
I was gonna say, so the firm has to be innovative, right?
Whatever innovation looks like for you, absolutely. Yeah? Now this was when the firm was in the short run making money and we were watching them over time and that's where they ended up. It could be the case. It could be the case where the firm was actually losing money in the short run and we want to watch them over time. So let's do it. Let me do it over here. And this is where the firm is making losses in the short run. But losing money in the short run and we're going to watch this firm over time. That's what we're going to be doing.
Does it matter if we're staying open or shutting down?
We're going to get into that story. Yeah? So, let's set it up. Here's your market. And here's your firm. There we go. There the market, you have the firm. And we know the market looks like any other market. And supply. Right here, equilibrium. So the market starts off in the short run, charging a price, P, short run. Which means the firm will be charging what price? Price takers. You gotta take this price. Now remember, in the short run, this firm was losing money. Which means, very good, AC above. Let's get the NC here. So firm is in the short run, losing money. Let's go through the process. Profits are maximized. Your marriage point. We have our price, because they're price takers. And then I need my cost. And the firm is losing money. Now Jason, when you go visit Hassan, he's not making any money. Clearly, you don't want to enter this industry. In fact, you probably don't want to visit him. You might want to borrow some money. What we should be very clear on is that a firm losing money, firms don't want to enter. Like, you're losing money, all right, I'll do that too. Doesn't make sense. So no firm is going to enter. Now Hassan, while you're there losing money, year one, a year and a half, still losing money. Year two, you keep on losing money month after month after month. What do? You're going to leave. If firms are losing money, period after period, and we're watching them over time and they're making losses, they're gonna exit. Now, if it is that firms are exiting the market,
The supply should rise.
supply goes to the left. No smiling this time. A little note. Existing firms leave the industry. The existing firms leave the industry as they continue to make losses. Making losses, firms leave. They leave, supply shifts to the left. Supply shifts to the left, we have a new equilibrium. It's here. Let's call it P long run. Now if the market says the new price is P long run, can the firm continue charging P short run? No. They're going to have to take that new price, which means the new price for the firm, when you bring it over, again, make it coincide with the bottom of the AC. This is the new price that the firm has to take. Clean it up. Only focus on the long run stuff. Does it look familiar? When you clean it up. What's that? It looks just like this. If you clean it up and only focus on the long run, you still end up here. The point is, you get to this long run equilibrium. The story of how you got there is very different. If you're making profits, new firms see the profits, they enter and they compete it away until only normal profits are made. If you're making losses, firms exit. They keep on exiting, and again, the market settles until only normal profits are made. The point is, the long run for a purely competitive firm looks like this. Normal profits, zero economic profits. If you're making money in the short run, firms exit. If you're making losses in the short run, firms leave. Questions?